Okay, now let us get into this evidence, right? Now, they are telling us that the Jamaican government is to roll out temporary homes for hurricane victims. They care that much, really. Now, Senator Dr. Dana Morris Dixon, the information minister, had this to say. The government is looking at a temporary housing facilities that can really honor the dignity of these people. And so what we would want for ourselves is what we would want to do for other people. You all can go to hell. They want to remove people off their land to put them in so-called temporary housing. Jamaica, wake up. When since your government care that much for you? Definitely there is a push for Jamaicans not to own land, for Jamaicans not to own anything in their very own country, right? Now, my bet is if they're going to want to give them temporary homes, they would want to give them in this development in Portmore, in Bernard Lodge, this development known as Oak Estate. That is just my guess. Now, for me, Oak Estate looked like a open-air prison. Now, mind you, Portmore on a whole looked like a massive open-air concentration camp prison. That is what Portmore, in my opinion, looks like. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Most High is going to make an example out of Portmore sooner than a lot of you think. So when you think it's peace and safety and Portmore is paradise, the Most High is going to make an example for all to see with Portmore, right? Don't take your eyes off of that one. People, the mark of the beast is here. And the plan is to get as much Jamaicans out the countryside and put them in these open prison homes, right? Because if you are living in the countryside and they want you to sign up to the digital system, which is the roadmap to the mark of the beast, you can live without their digital prison. And the idea is for you to sign on to the digital system. Now, when you live in these open air 15-minute prison communities where you cannot grow crops, there is not one fruit tree in sight, you will have very little choice than to do as you are told. Understand that the government, the Jamaican government, is on the roadmap of the B system. They are representing the B's system. They are pushing and promoting the mark of the B's, right? And taking away your independence, removing you off your land, the countryside, is one of the first step. Because in order for you to take the mark, they've got to take away your independence and your way of surviving without them. It's full time people wake up and understand that these so-called developments and we're moving forward. No, that's not development. Development is when Michael Manley says, eat what you grow and grow what you eat. That is development. That is progress. Progress is ensuring Jamaicans have access to land. That is progress. Progress is making sure that farmers in Jamaica actually own their own land. That is progress. And we see where there is what should I say, an envy because Jamaicans own land and they would rather the majority of land being in other ethnic communities' hand, not in Jamaicans. Too much Jamaicans own land, and I definitely see that is a problem. There is a jealousy. They don't like that. People, stay on your land. Don't be too quick to accept this golden handshake. These people are not your friend. These people don't like you. They don't have your best interests. We need to pray and say, glory be to the Most High.